Hey, what's up, everybody? Yep, sounds good. Still seems like we're getting a pretty good buzz. Let me know if we're getting a buzz off of any of the microphones, but I'm seeing some stuff that looks like it. Let me know if it's an annoying level of buzz. Anyways, hey, what's up, Mario? What's up, John? What's up, Rick? Hey, Rock. Yeah, you asked about the industrial gravel shirts. I am actually meeting with the designer who screen prints everything on Thursday. So I will let you know. I actually realized I wasn't following you on Instagram, so I got you on there too, so I could DM you. But yeah, we're gonna make a plan for what we're trying to get done for the rest of the winter with merch and designs and all that kind of stuff. So having the Fitzwater Photography Christmas party, which is me and Dave and Aaron, and then we decided to co-do it with Genuine Article. So him and his wife. So a huge Christmas party this year for the channel, or for my business, more than that. But yeah, I'm not jumping into politics this early in a live stream. So what's up, Raymond? What's up, Hog Dog? Like I said, I'm not. Wait for that later. What's up, Chris? Who's wearing shorts? What does that mean?
You're talking about your intro video. You need a winter version.
Oh, a winter version of the intro video. I'm more. I actually made a new version. It's still the same background, but the members video, I got all the new members on there. So I know Rock's on there and a couple other people who hadn't been on there. Obvus, how's the screen name go? Well, when I see it, I'll say it. But yeah, so I got everyone's names on there, and I realized they're just getting too small on there now. So I want to redo that video first, do a new background, and then do kind of like more of a screen that like pans through the members' names. So like it's not trying to have all of them on the screen at once because it's pointless now. So you got 3 inches of snow in Illinois, but yeah, that was a. How much did we end up getting here? Like 2 or 3? Yeah. It drifted, like my car had like 5 inches on it the way it drifted off the building, but in the back out here was in my back parking lot in the alley was really covered in snow. And when I went and rode today, different really different conditions like all over. Like riding across the high level bridge, which all my videos usually start with, was like really sketchy. The snow was really deep and hard to ride. Other parts of the roads were totally clear. And then I was in some neighborhoods where it got packed down and was almost icy. And I was glad I was riding my studded tire bike. So, hey, what's up, Rob? How you doing? Farley said the audio is good. What's up, Carl? Yeah, it looks like we're getting some weird, I don't know, like low level noise, but I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, Chris got in a bad accident today. Car's jacked up. Your head hurts, but you're okay except for a large bump. Oh, I'm glad you only got a bump. Yeah. Do I have this on the? Yeah, I have it on live chat. Good. Hey, what's up, Brandon? So. Oh yeah, the shirts that Micah uses when he prints are great. Trying to remember that brand. He had to switch brands. One went out of business that he made the original shirts on, but the new one was just as good. That was actually part of my bike ride today. I was going out. I had some stickers to deliver over in West Akron. So, hey, what's up, Muskrat? Oh, Rusty's in here tonight. What's up, dude? Dylan, how's it going? Rusty, speaking of politics. What's up, Christopher Webb? I thought of titling this like Christmas party, but I didn't have any kind of like, I don't know. Every other year we've gotten into Christmas music and talked about it for like 2 episodes in a row, so I figured we've kind of beat that subject to death. Dealing with insurance, yeah. Erin just had to do that. A tree in her driveway fell on her car, and so with her not being able to drive for a while, I took it to the shop and all that and had to deal with all that stuff. But you guys Farley got 8 inches in Streetsboro? Dang. It's not an Ohio party until a couch is on fire in a dumpster. That's Columbus. I'm up here in the sane part of the state. Not really at all. But if the Browns won the Super Bowl, I'm sure it'd be way worse than Ohio State winning a national championship. But then again, in Columbus, it didn't take any sports stuff going right or wrong for people to burn couches in dumpsters. That's just a Saturday night in Columbus, right?
That's it. Tuesday night in Kent.
Tuesday night in Kent. Hey, what's up, Sam? Trevor, how's it going? Brandon said he doesn't hear the buzz. Good. Yeah, our meters are just showing something at like -30. But oh, John, I can't. I'm really bad with remembering names, especially when I just read it once. Are you the one who was riding on the Charles with Lucas? Because I remember someone commented on the YouTube video about being the guy in that video, which is absolutely insane. So, do you watch any Lucas Brunel videos, Dave?
I haven't seen one, no.
Nah. They went out, if it's John, which I think it probably is, a year or two ago, on the Charles River in Boston on their road bikes, and were riding the frozen river.
Really?
Yeah, just blasting around. They were trying to get to one buoy. Totally sketchy. They got arrested. Or got a ticket from I think he said they got a ticket from the video, not actually caught in real time. I can't remember. I haven't watched the video for a while, and I've watched it like 3 times. But I think he said $3,000 fine. Dang. The buzz may be coming from the price tag on my neck gaiter. Oh. Yeah, I forgot that I even had the neck gaiter on. This is the only thing I'm still wearing for my ride today. That's so funny. My EF neck gaiter. I'm so used to wearing my bandanas that I didn't notice that I even had my neck gaiter on. Told me not to remove this tag under the penalty of law, and I'm a real rule follower. Hey, what's up, D'Amico? He said in Akron we don't need a dumpster for our couch fires. We'll do it right on the front porch. Jay Dandy's in here. Oh, you can't click on a retracted message. I was hoping it would pull it up that says message retracted. Yeah, in Cleveland you don't need to burn a couch. The river burns. Yeah, Brock. So the podcast idea is still something I'm strongly considering. As I mentioned, Erin said she would be into it after the new year. I thought of starting it on my own, and then I realized the podcasts I watch them on YouTube. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but are so much better with banter. So I decided to wait. Also have a couple guests lined up for the live stream, so I want to finish focusing on the live streams for the rest of the year. So I think next Tuesday, the plan is to have Woody from Roach Clips on. So he got a bunch of new product out, and he's also one of the people I've ridden with the longest since I got back into bikes. So it'd be a good guy to have on the live streams. But if the Browns win the Super Bowl, the city might cease to exist. Yeah. Then again, the Cavs won the finals, and that day I don't think there was a lot of trouble. I mean, the whole thing got held up, but no one destroyed everything.
There's a huge difference between the Cavs and the Browns.
Yeah, the Cavs and the Browns aren't the same in Cleveland. I mean, it was pretty cool having a local guy win the NBA Finals, but football is Cleveland. Basketball will never quite compare there. Raymond said just over Shane McGowan's death, and you bring up Christmas music. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Rich? How you doing? Rigo's Gator, yeah. Rich worked with Vaughters. He worked for Cannondale and actually worked with EF when he worked for Cannondale. Was chatting with, I think I got that right. Like I said, I'm horrible with names, and it just says Rich. But I think so, yeah. which was super cool. We emailed a couple times, and I'm a total EF fanboy. So, how's it going, Larry? Buy a banter template. Rick's making fun of me because I said I don't create my own motion graphics. I just use templates because he was like, "Oh, you should try this program," and I'm like, I buy templates that work in Premiere Pro. Not trying some other program. I'm not trying to create these things. People already do it good. Why would I?
I got too much other stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot of other stuff to do. Do you guys want me making fancy thank you things, or actually doing this stuff? Yeah, Rusty, you got to hang out with Woody right at the wedding you're at. I haven't seen Woody in person in what do the kids say now? Hot minute, I think is the grip. Is it still grip?
In the grip.
Seen Woody in a grip. Oh, that was John who was riding with Lucas in the river. Oh, and you said you've been riding in the river for 20 years. $1,000 in lawyer fees. Case dismissed. Dang. Hey, what's up, David? How's it going? Charles? Oh, wait, that's weird. It started showing me it pops up there. Did that just start happening? Anyway, talking to myself. Larry said, what size tires do I run on the Gunner? I have 55s on there. There's room for bigger tires, but I was thinking for bike packing, I might want to put fenders on it, which I never ended up doing. It was supposed to be dry during our bike packing trip, so I didn't. And I had been using it for mountain biking, and I didn't want to worry about the fenders I have on there with the rough stuff. So yeah, 55s on there. I'm pretty happy with those. I don't know. I'll see what I do when the sidewalls, as I said in that video, are trashed. I would like to wear the grip off the tires a little more before I replace them because they are Rene Hurst. So what, 90 or $100 tires? But we'll see. Make that decision when it comes up. Oh, Rusty, you and Woody ride on the same team. Interesting. I didn't know that. I was going to try and pull off the biggest eye roll I could. But I failed. Jay Dandy said he thinks the buzz is coming from the Jackie O's he's consuming. Yeah, did anyone post any drink pics tonight? I didn't check. No. Yeah, we have Columbus IPAs, simple. Rick. Look at this. I'm kind of keeping up here. Eddie, what's up? Yeah, it's a 700C or a 29 or whatever you want to call it. Since I come more from the road world, I would call it a 700. But with those wide tires, I guess a lot of people would call that bike a 29er. I don't know the answer to that. So you mean like the most rise in the sweep bars? Yeah, see what else. See if anyone has an answer for you, Rick. Yeah, are the Boscos the ones that come up and then go way back? I guess I could Google that. Oh yeah, those are. Yeah, let's see where I can find a good picture. There we go. Oh, it's sideways, but.
What is that?
Those are the Bosco bars, sold by Rivendell. Do they have a different angle? Oh, there we go. Now that's a much better angle to see. That's just a holder for the photo they have going on there. Yeah, those have a ton of rise. I think Otis had these on his Rivendell before he sold it, if I remember correctly. If Large is still in here, he might know the answer to that. But yeah, it's a ton of rise. Oh, that's a good angle for that, yeah. Yeah, Cycling Brian said, other than possible dropper post, the Gunner seems like to be a solid for my riding style. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. There's nothing I'm trying to change in the near term, except like you mentioned, might put a dropper post on it for mountain biking. One thing is the Thompson has a setback, which I like the way it fits. So I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would have to change anything with the stem or the bars if I went to a dropper. I mean, it's not a ton of setback, but I'll have to look at where my saddle position is as well. So, as I said in that video, I'm not super sensitive to bike fit, but when mountain biking, it is kind of nice to have the right position. Ever see a time trial bike converted into a gravel bike? I think it would be nearly impossible because there's no tire clearance. Time trial bikes are so, the way they've been made so far, so about aerodynamics that there's nowhere to get like a wider tire in there. If you've seen a lot of like in the, I think like even like the rim brake ones, like they've moved the rim brakes to different spots to be more aerodynamic. It would be, yeah, I don't think it's possible. Unless it was an old steel one and you tried to bend the stays, you know. Oh, Woody is also building your new bike. Make sure he tightens everything down. Well, he doesn't drink anymore, so. Last time he came on one of our group rides, he had a couple things that were not tightened down on his bike. It was including his stem cap. He turned his handlebars and his wheel stayed straight. It was sketchy. He tried to make the excuse that he does that so he doesn't break anything, and that's not something you do with handlebars and front wheels. There are other things you can do that with, levers and, you know. Oh, you're saying you think you could get 32s into or 28s into the time trial bike? It must not be like a modern carbon time trial bike then, right?
I don't know. 32s would be pretty slim. That's what I got on mine, and that.
Yeah. I would not want to do gravel riding in 32s,
Right.
depending on the gravel. I mean, I used to, for the record. I mean, I used to ride all kinds of shit on
Sure.
that, but now I'm like, I'm not going to beat myself up like that anymore. But even my vintage Trek has 32s. I used to ride that on gravel, but yeah, 32s are narrow for gravel and really wide for a time trial bike. Did I ever ride the Pine Creek Trail in northern PA? I don't think so, but let's look it up. Pine Creek. I don't think so. Kentucky. There's a lot of Pine Creek trails. Oh, but did it hear me? The next thing I put up was PA when I said. Okay, let's see where we are. No, I have not. I haven't ridden that part of northern PA really. I think I had this on my when I was considering riding all the way to Nutmeg from Johnstown. I think this area was on my list. But no, I have not ever ridden that. Springer saddle for the gunner. Mono Lake, you said you have the Bosco bars. You were never able to find a stem that would keep them from swiveling. Oh, huh. Just because there's so much leverage with the way they're positioned, you couldn't find something that would clamp down hard enough on them? Trying to think about that. Because I've got a lot of coil stem bikes. Interesting. Yeah, with the setbacks, I find like Brooks saddles and certain bikes really work well with setbacks because I think there's just a little less adjustment maybe in the rails or just maybe where the rails fit with seat clamps. Because I have a setback on my Marin, which I kind of did like the 90s mountain bike to gravel bike conversion, and that bike really benefited from having the setback seat when the Brooks saddle. Oh, used bike said, it is an older time trial bike, so you might be able to squeeze some stuff in there. If it's steel, too, you might be able to flex it out a little bit.
But that's just going to be for your hub. You would do that with your
Oh,
hub.
yeah, you do that for your hub, not your tires. Your
Right.
tires limited by the front of the chainstays. People do dimple those, though. So
Sure.
at,
That's a little much, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're get a different frame.
yeah. Don't turn your time trial bike into a gravel bike. I think is probably unless I can't think of the reason you would have to, unless it's just what you got and you want to ride gravel and you're not trying to spend more money. But God, even for the money you would put into like good gravel tires, you could find a frame that would fit wider tires. The vintage bike. Because some of my vintage bikes I have 38s on. Even I've been able to hit a 42 on the front, 38s in the back. That yellow one's got 38s on it. So, and still that's not as wide as I want anymore, but it's definitely better than 28 or 32s. You were talking about aluminum tubing size. Yeah, oversized tubes at aluminum is a common thing. Um, yeah, because that guy, but it's literally sitting right here, an oversized tube road bike. But with aluminum, I think they made the tubes bigger because then you could make them thinner and it overall less material, right? Isn't that what they were doing to make them lighter? I think that was the whole point of oversized aluminum tubing.
Makes sense.
It's annoying because then derailleur hangers, if you need one and stuff like that, if they're clamp-on, they're
They're
different
not
size.
even necessarily. I got a picture here. It's not really oversized.
Of the bike he's talking about?
Yeah.
But I think that is what they were doing. They were using bigger tubing because you look at that, it doesn't look big either. But compared to a vintage steel bike, it's bigger. The clamps are all different and
That's
stuff.
what I think. This is. I can't find a great picture.
Not sure what to do about that. Probably wreck it. Drinkwater asked if I'll be reviewing any fat bikes in 2024. Probably not. I'm not a huge fat bike guy. Like if my local shop they've done fat bike demo days and I've missed them. But if they did a day where they went out to mountain bike trails and I was free, I would do it. I have friends who have fat bikes. I don't think any of them have them in my size. So, yeah, probably not. I don't feel like personally I would get enough use out of a fat bike. That's why I've never invested. And even a couple of my friends who have them got them secondhand, cheap or free, and that's why they have them. But so that's why I go with the studded tires and stuff like that. So it works well for me having 2.1 inch studded tires. I know there's definitely a place for fat bikes if they're what you like. I just feel like if I had one, it would just getting ridden way too rarely. I've ridden fat bikes from the shop and stuff like that. I've tried them out, and so I'm like familiar. But what's up, Jacob? Cycling Brian, you said you did your first gravel tour with 32s. That bike now is 38s, and you'd go wider if they fit. Yeah, that's how I am. When people ask me like tire size questions, in general, I'm like, the widest your bike will fit. Like, what should I put on this bike? The widest it'll fit. I don't care what kind of bike it is. Road bike, gravel bike, the widest it'll fit. I mean, I know I said that about my gunner not being maxed out, but I said the exception there was the thought of putting fenders on it. So. I could only imagine what you're laughing at farther ahead than we forgot to get your code so you could pop up the comments this week.
I don't want to pop this one up.
Ah. Hey, what's up, Todd? You got 26 by 1.95 tires into your straggler. Oh, so you went down to 26-inch wheels on the straggler? Was that an issue with disc brakes? or no? Oh, Jacob said you swapped out your 44s for 33 cross tires. You're too lazy to swap them back. Well, that's an exception. I know how that goes. Yeah. Yeah, this is also, by the way, in my if you've watched the videos where I keep saying 42s on my rally, I actually have 44s on there because I had 42s on there through a bunch of different tires, and then probably 3 of the Renair's Hurricane Ridge, but Renair's put out those 44s, and so the last time I upgraded, I had worn out my tires and put new ones on. They're actually 44. Not a huge difference. Being really used to that bike, I could see it a bit, but yeah, that's about the max that bike will take. I didn't think it would ever take anything bigger in the back than 42s, but they fit comfortably. Or a little bit comfortably. Yeah, Eddie said rails are smaller on the leather saddles, so you need a setback. And yeah, it really depends on the bike, obviously, too. It doesn't. My single speed is an old road bike, and it fits just fine with the Brooks on there. But yeah, I find for a lot of modern bikes, the setbacks are really nice. Rick was asking about Dimple. Yeah, did I finish that thought about a nutmeg? The one guy had the same vintage Trek 500 I did, and he actually dimpled the stays to put wider tires in the back. So don't ask me about the process. I don't know how you do it.
You're just essentially creasing the.
Yeah, you're creasing the tubes, right?
Right, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah. Hey, if you look at a lot of chainstays on vintage bikes, they are already dimpled, or they've done that to get the clearance there. Well, even those are, even on the Gunner, you can see how they push the tubes together to get that shape, to get wider tires.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to describe it. You see it a lot on, did you just say chainstays?
Chainstays.
Yeah.
Chainstays is where you do it. Oh, so Ronald Lake was saying it's just a lot of leverage on those bars, so. Yeah, see, 32s, I'm not as worried, I guess, used bikes about the traction of 32 mil tires as I am about the comfort of 32 mil tires off-road. You just get beat up. There's just not enough air between, the rim and the tires. I mean, for you and the tire, you and the ground, whatever. How would you describe that? just need a bigger cushion. Oh, Christopher Webb just asked that. No, wired tires, I'm not saying that they don't have more traction. They obviously do. But yeah, the ride, 32 and 38 is a big difference. There's even those little, in your mind, those temperature margins that seem to make a bigger difference in how cold or how warm you are. I think 32 and 38 are a big difference in tire size, more than if you went 6 millimeters down from 32. But it could be just an opinion, but I've had bikes that I had 32s and squeezed 38s, and they become just the volume you could get of air you could get in the tires makes them much more comfortable. Again, you can't just compare tire sizes without comparing tire tread and the tire compounds and the tire sidewalls. So, every 38 is not going to have more traction than every 32. But comfort wise, I guess you could say that maybe. But yeah, I would always, if you could fit a 38, I would be putting a 38 on there. So. Hog Dog said the early Giants, you could flex the tubes with your fingers. Oh, just so flexible. That my Marin almost feels like that. It's super. It's a super flexy bike. Oh yeah, and Large made the great point there that I could have just said too. The wider the tire, the lower pressure you could run. So it's not just about the amount of air. It's about, yeah. I run my 44s on the Raleigh at 35 psi. I never would have dreamed I would run a bike with that low of pressure in there. And, you know, you go to fat bikes and what are people putting like 8 psi in those things or something, you know? So, yeah. And that also adds up for the traction element as well. You know, you're getting more, what do you call that when the tire widens at the bottom, where it's actually the contact patch becomes wider. So, which used to be something people believe slowed you down, and the latest science shows to a point it really doesn't. So, hey, what's up, Ryan? You said you got inspired to do the CNO Gap Trail, DC to Pittsburgh, from my video. Oh, that's awesome. Surly Bridge Club running 27 by 2.6 with Mezcals. Oh, that's sweet. I have a couple. My girlfriend, I think, is running Mezcals on her Bombora. Large will correct me if I'm wrong, but I know people really do dig those tires. Then, yeah, I was also talking, that last video I made, tons of comments about Surly Bridge Clubs. A lot of people really dig them as like the all-terrain bikes. And friend Brad, Funny Brad as he's known on the channel, he bought a Bridge Club for our Michigan bike tours, and he really, really likes it. Even though he might trade it to someone because someone has a bike he likes even more who really wants a Bridge Club. They're going to do a trade frame and keep all their components and do like a full component swap. They're talking about it, so. Rick, oh, you were laughing at Rick's comment. Yeah, what does your Canyon max out at, David? So, I mean, you're saying looking forward to the day you could put 45s on it, so I'm guessing you'd be able to jump up. We got Mile High up in here. Hey, Mile High, I made a video today where I'm finally going to get to use the song Snow Day. So, Mile High's band Common Birds sent me a song last year and asked if I wanted to use it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to wait for the perfect snow ride video to use it. And then it never snowed again. So, and we got a little snow here and there, but not enough to make like a video that fit the song. So, my goal is with the ride I went on today, just a solo ride, to use that song for it. So, I didn't vlog the ride. I'm like, no, this is going to be the Snow Day song. So I did a little intro, did the ride, and then I did like a little outro about the ride. And I'm like, no, the whole middle is going to be the song. So. Bubbers, you said, have I ever thought about doing anything like Ragbri or Goba? No, a number of people have asked me that over the course of the live stream. I don't really feel like it would be my cup of tea. Like, I just kind of like to plan stuff for vacation with my group of friends and like go to like the smaller group rides and make a trip, not group rides, smaller events and make a trip out of it. I don't really think I would dig it. Like, you know, I don't want to knock something I've never tried. If I did one, it would probably be Ragbri and not Goba. Because Goba kind of goes a lot of places I already go. And I ran into a bunch of the people and got to even have a beer and chat with people when they all went through Kent this year. But, yeah, I don't know. One, Ragbri is a total hike for me. And if I was going to go that far with my bike, I'm not sure that would be the top of my list. But I know people love it. I have a friend who did it and followed along on his journey on Instagram, and he had a blast. But, yeah. Trevor Johnson said 32s feel too small for shitty pavement. That's where I'm at in life now, too. That's why I say my Raleigh, my gravel bike, with the 44s is my road bike pretty much anymore. Yeah, our pavement in Akron is just not that great. And especially like riding at night and stuff, having to just be so conscious of the road and pinch flats on potholes and all that stuff. So, yeah. I know some people don't agree, but I love having wider tires even on the road. So. And Cycling Brian made a good point about them there, too. Good tires. Wider, good tires. I said it sucks because, like, just like better headlights, they're brighter, they work better, they wear out faster. So you spend more money and they don't last as long. So, you know, but I think it's worth it. I ride my bike so much now that spending money on the part of the bike that actually contacts the ground is worth it to me. Um, I've made a bunch of videos about like budget biking stuff, and so I know I have a lot of people watch the channel who that's what they're into. I think good tires are worth it. I think expensive supple tires are worth it, but all depends on what you're into. Mile High said 38 Barlow Passer, nice tires, great comfy road, and good enough to handle gravel. Yeah, yeah, like 38, and it just really depends on the gravel. Like gravel roads for sure. Some of the really chunky stuff we ride, like I ride now and my friends ride now, I feel like I'm under biking on the 44s, and that's why I really like having the gunner. But it just depends. There's the word gravel to me means so many different situations. So. The only thing good about disc brakes is downsizing your rims easily. Downsizing your rims. I always feel like, and I don't know if this is what you're trying to say here, Rick. One of the things when I got my first disc brake bike is I was like, oh, this is kind of nice because you're not ruining your rims. You know, you buy a $600, $800 rims go all the way up, and you're like, my brakes aren't like dragging on them all the time, you know. But I do think people put way too much. Like people act, and I've said this a million times. Like rim brakes are so somehow dangerous, and they're not. Like the best, and these are mechanical, not hydro. Brakes I have are really great. The Growtech equals on the Gunner and on the Raleigh, and they're awesome. The Dura-Ace brakes, which are from the generation of 9-speed that I have on my Schwinn Peloton, are just as good. There's tons of modulation. They will lock up when you want them to. I just think good rim brakes aren't that bad, and those aren't even the pinnacle of rim brakes. You know, they got to the dual pivot rim brakes and all that stuff later. So I think younger people just think that rim brakes have to be garbage, or they only rode a cheap bike with rim brakes. But yeah, there's really good rim brakes out there too. Are you all rim brake? Do you have any disc brake?
All rim brakes.
All rim brakes, and you're alive.
I also don't ride, so.
You also don't ride. Yeah. You used to ride though.
I don't like the squeak on the disc brake.
Yeah, I mean the squeak on the disc brake when they're not wet, if you have them set up right, shouldn't just squeak. But same thing will happen with rim brakes if you don't tell them right, they'll squeak. But I went out on that winter bike today, and my front brake wasn't doing anything. But I could tell it was set up right. I looked, the pads are hitting the rim right. The lever pull actuation is right. I get to Dirty River because I was buying a tube for it. I realized I didn't have a 26-inch Presta because my other bikes are older and they have Schrader for my 26-inch bikes. I just had gotten must have been when I cleaned it up last winter before I hung it up. Must have gotten something on the rims. They were I ran my glove around it and they were all oily. So I'm like, oh shit, that's why I'm not stopping. They had the front one was barely even doing anything. It was just that the rims were surled. No one will know what that means, right? J Dandy, ATB, just trying to boost the views. Yeah. Man, put the ATB in the thumbnail and people love the video. I think that's what it might have been. Oh, really? Your Fairlight Mile High has 68? Clearance for 68s. I never hear 68 because once you get over, 55, people start talking inches usually.
I didn't even know that was a size. That seems insane.
Yeah. No one talks because then you're into mountain bike tires and everyone talks in inches. Right? Over 55, everyone starts saying 2 or 2.1, I think. just like same thing. Once you get over that tire size, people start calling the 700Cs 29ers.
Yeah.
But it's just doesn't really matter.
You are very, very far behind.
Really? Do I have any chance of catching up?
No.
How should I go about it? Cannonballs. I ran cannonballs, Rusty. I like the Renaers better, but I like the cannonballs as well. All right, let's see if I can catch up. Rick said sell Atomicas for leather saddle has longer rails. Trevor likes the cannonballs too. I knew you meant, Rick, longer than Brooks. Not a ton of leather saddle brands on the market. Hey, what's up, Dr. Bob. Said 50 millimeter tires, and then you have another set of 32 mil road slicks, so you could swap them out easy. Yeah, I could see wanting narrower tires for the road than 50, but I just anymore, like I said before, I wouldn't even go down to 32s anymore. At least in the roads in Akron. But Rusty, you said you're on your third set of cannonballs. Nice. Oh yeah, the Spower Woods are like the bigger version of the cannonballs. I like Terravale tires. I'm definitely not knocking them. I just like the Renaers better. I thought they were a little quieter on the road, but Todd said, once you go fat, it's hard to go back. Oh yeah, speaking of thick, where's Pudgy at?
Got him.
Got him. Yeah, a lot of people ask me too on like the vintage bike, how do you know what you could fit in there? And it's like, you just got to try it. Calipers or just trying it. Like, I don't have an answer for that. Like, every bike is different. So many of my bikes from the same era like fit to have different clearance. So, Jacob said you could go down to 3 or 4 in certain fat bikes. Oh, there you are. What's up, Obfuscarity? Oh yeah, I mean you could go too low. I mean that's sidewall collapse is your limiting factor on tire pressure. But David said at Ray's this weekend, some kid said a guy was riding a road bike. I corrected them and pointed out it was an '80s Trek mountain bike. Nice. I guess the kids, yeah, like mountain bikes. Those old mountain bikes could look like that. If you're going 2.1, really love the Thunderbird, you're interested in trying the Mezcals. Yeah, people love the Mezcals. Like I said, I've never personally ridden them. Oh, nice. Hog dog. Oh, you can clear 45s. I'm going to try and blast through this and get caught up on the chat because I'm also going to have to take a break to play the new members video, and I'm going to have to take a leak anyways. Drink a lot of water today riding out in the snow. Riding in the snow is exhausting. And riding a winter bike is exhausting. The tires are slower. The snow is slower. But
When did you go out?
early. Well, early for me, like 10. Getting on the road at 10 is early for me. I snuck out of bed before Edmund realized it, because if I don't, he comes up and he lays on my chest. Then I'm like, well, looks like I'm going nowhere, because Rick's going to go over to Doozer's channel and get censored. Oh, Obfuscarity, you're going to put some mezcals on the Bridge Club. Nice. Goba is, so I'm sure someone has already answered this in the chat, but it's like Ohio's version of Ragbri. Just a group bike tour where they move all your gear for you, is, I guess is how you would say it. Oh, Mile High, we should like work together on a video. If you want me to make a music video for one of your songs that's for your channel, we could totally do that. But we'll talk about that in emails, not instead of the stream. I'd totally be into that. Trevor said you run 2.2 Simple Works Super Yummy on your Bridge Club. Aren't those this rebranded something else? I feel like someone was telling me that, but I also know someone who was running those tires. Who was it? Is Lard still in here? Dylan, were you running those tires on something? Goba, is that stuff in your eye when you wake up? Hey, Avery, how's it going from the Big Apple? Nice. Have I ever thought about doing a collab with Terry B? I kind of did. He's in my Nutmeg video a lot. I got to ride the whole second half of Nutmeg with Terry B. But, yeah, if I get back to New York, hang out and do something. Obviously, someone with 200,000 subscribers and someone with, way less than that, like, it's way more beneficial to me than it would be to him. But I'm not sure crust bikes are Terry's cup of tea. Where's the pimp? It's not here yet, Rick. Did I tell you about the pimp, Dave?
Mm-mm.
I'm getting sent this device that is a electronic horn,
You were talking about
a
that
battery
last week. Yes.
charger.
You actually okayed this?
I had to. I'll let everyone know that this is inside baseball, but you'll all get to see it soon enough. Oh, Chris is saying if you're over 250, run 42s or bigger. And Cycling Brian said the tires seem to improve the ride on your bikes more than other changes. Yeah, I mean it's what's touching the road, right? We have an 800-foot Jeep road descent here, and you average like 16.5 going down on 44s. All right. Todd said, spend money where you touch the bike or where the bike touches the road. Yeah. I mean, and like all the other stuff, nice shifting, more gears, all that stuff is nice. But, I friction shift my way to plenty of my PRs, so. Oh, and Jacob was saying definitely wouldn't do that on your 33s. Gotcha. Your 45 Connies are your skinny tires. Yeah, I don't. Besides road tires, I've never ridden any of Continental's off-road tires. I know people really like Continentals, and that they're one of the longest in the game. I've actually done work for their non-tire divisions here in Akron. They bought part of Goodyear, Continental did, and I've actually done photography for them. But it was photography of the people who make the stuff. So fascinating side note about me, huh?
Talk about inside baseball.
Yeah. I do have Continental road tires on a couple bikes, but yeah, I've never ridden their off-road stuff.
Large said it was Maris that ran those tires you were talking about.
Mike Maris had the Super Yummies.
They are the same as the Pan Racers.
They're rebranded Pan Racers. I knew there was something about them. They do way better. They do way cool graphics on the rebranded ones. Oh, talking about brakes. Whoops. Almost did something weird. TRP minis versus old Cat X, and if you blindfolded you couldn't tell the difference between those and your rival Hydros. Interesting. What?
We just can't not talk about or Doozer, apparently.
Oh, Doozer's a big subject again. Yeah, for mechanical disc, If you don't want to spend quite the money on the clampers, the Grotex are the way to go. Hey, what's up, Ted?
What's your canty of choice?
Cantilever brake of choice?
Yes.
I got it. I don't have a ton of canty experience. I have a ton of cantilever brakes here, though.
That's why I ask.
Yeah, I don't know. If money was no object, I'd buy like fancy Paul ones.
Well, yeah.
What are are they called the Neo Retros? They look like the Mayfax. Yeah, the Neo Retros look like the Mayfax. That's probably what I'd go with. I'm running Mayfax vintage cyclocross ones on that 90s mountain bike to gravel conversion. They suck. Probably not the right lever combination. I've got 9-speed Shimano 3x9 with vintage Mayfax cantilever brakes. It's a whole spin wheels, vintage carbon tri-spoke spin wheels.
That thing?
Yeah, that bike's so badass.
That bike is a mess.
Yeah, that bike's it rides like a mess, but it looks sweet. Oh, rim brakes and no brakes. 8-speed is the best as long as you have 2 chain rings. Yeah, I don't, there's no reason to have less than 2 chain rings. The only way to go in chain rings is up. Alright, 8-speed at 3x8. Why 2x8? That's 3x8's the best. Ride 3x8 today. Runs like a dream. Actually, the smallest cog wasn't working. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, check that out. But all the other ones, a lot of options with 3 front chain
Don't
rings.
need it.
Yeah. Hey, Dimitri's up in here. How you doing? You hockey watching us. I gotta take a leak. We gotta do the members video now. I'll never catch up, but that's what's gonna happen. So. What did I say?
Just want to take a moment to thank our channel members. You see their names on the screen right now. It's their support that makes it so we could do these weekly live streams, have better graphics, have better cameras, use better music in the videos, and all the stuff like that. If you don't want to become a channel member, we also do have a little store below. You could support the channel that way, buy a sticker, bandana, or t-shirt, but I understand not everyone could financially support, so just hit the like button on this video right now. Thanks a lot. We'll be back in a moment with some more, hopefully, bike talk. Who knows? It's after time, right?
I want a tuna boat. Oh, give me tuna boat. Now
Hello, 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 hello. Sorry, I turned my audio off. I got to get back up on there. I saw Mile High said they just put in an order on the swag link. Thanks. Yeah, you got the last one of those style T-shirts too. So. Oh, Pudgy's in here. What's up, Pudgy? How you doing? I skipped to the bottom, so I'm gonna miss a ton of comments because we were never gonna catch up. See, Kim Rice is in here. How you doing? Following along, Dave. Did you think there was anything I needed to get to?
I didn't follow along.
You didn't follow along. All this tire talk. When are we gonna have a slap bag discussion? You know about slap bags?
That I don't know about.
It's a thing that Doozer promotes.
That's where the Doozer come.
I think he promotes them, right? Jay Dandy, did you end up getting a slap bag? I know we talked about it before, but it's worth ignoring everyone's comments and looking at slap bags. Oh, wait, you can't just Google slap bag, right?
I'm sure you could. You might not get what you're looking for.
Yeah. Goddamn slap bags. Just slap it.
Oh, just slap it?
Just slap it. I think we've watched YouTube, the whole YouTube videos on here before. I think we were trying to talk Jay Dandy out of buying slap bags. Was there another animation of it? That's all you need, though, really. I mean, you can see how it works. I want this cat on my lap. Hey, bud. Can you get up here?
Nah, not down there. That's boring.
Oh, if anyone was wondering, I'm keeping this cat. He's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Edmund, for anyone who missed last week's stream, I brought an alley cat in for one night because I was worried he was going to freeze, and he turned out to be the sweetest angel sent directly from heaven. Rusty says 1 chain ring and 1 keg is all you need. He spelled keg wrong. It's K-E-G. Am I right, guys? Now we're cooking. Oh, yeah. You guys were mad that you weren't getting to see the cat last week, so. Sam Diaz, they're sending me 2 pimps. So, two lucky channel viewers are getting pimps. Because I'm not keeping one of those things. I hope the pimp people aren't watching. Well, I think they already shipped it, so it doesn't matter. How do I Google that? I guess I could search my email. Because I'm not going to be able to Google the pimp.
Oh, yeah, you can. Here, watch. You can't.
If I just type in the pimp, I'm not going to get the bike product I'm looking for. If Dusher ever joins the stream, we'll have a lot of explaining to do. Yeah. Chuck Hunter said you'd have to remove your feed bag to add a slap bag. Yeah, but then one hand, just closed. That's it. Aaron punching the air. I think Aaron knows. Aaron knows. She said her and her cats are already jealous of me and Edmund. Rusty, you say that about everybody. I don't know why you're all hating on Doozer. Who was the other guy? Oh, Rusty was the big supporter of the, what's the other guy I hate?
Oh, the vegan cyclist?
The vegan cyclist. We're not going down this.
Yeah, let's not go down that
Let's not go down this road tonight. All YouTubers are good. I've never seen a bad cycling YouTuber.
You can't help yourself.
Is it 10 o'clock already? smack sack. Oh, you said you missed the word slap. Just thought we were trying to talk about bags. So. Oh, nice. Pudgy sent me some new levers for the gunner. As I said, they were kind of cheap ones. And some toys for Edmund. We'll see. He played today, Pudgy. So I thought this cat didn't know how to play, but he actually chased the ball around for a couple minutes. So. Oh, yeah, Rick, I did rearrange the members. But again, like I said, it's a temporary fix to get everyone's name on there. We're going full new members video. Oh, yeah, Cycling Brian, I got you up finally on the new member screen. TRP spikes? Is that a typo, or is that supposed to say spires? As everyone knows, I'm a certified spire hater, but I know everyone gets on my case about it. And people love the BB7s, I know that too. I've never run them, so I don't know. Oh, Charles, you said you have Mayfec racers on your I was probably Junet French bike, Super Champion wheels, which roll great. Yeah, and the Mayfecs would, and I have Mayfec racers on. Those are center pole, which are different than Cannies. I have those on a vintage French bike as well, a Jeton. They work much better on there, but I've never thought center pole brakes are that great. But it's just with my the Cannies I'm running, they run really bad, just basically because I've hacked a bunch of different stuff together. So. This guy's purring. Loving it. This guy just wants to sit on my lap all the time. Did you guys talk about this? Does having tires with Kevlar in them make a huge difference on not getting pinch flats? I would guess it does. Again, it's what you're going for. So are you going for ride quality, or are you commuting or doing a bike tour? So like Schwalbe marathons are famous for not flatting, but they ride like really average, right? You know, so it's, if you're commuting every single day and you want to not flat because you have to get to work, you go with marathons, you go with something with Kevlar in them. If you're on a long bike tour and there's going to be big gaps where there's no bike shops and you're not carrying a ton of gear, you go with tires like that. If you care about ride quality, you go with supple, sidewall tires.
I don't even know what they are. Some specialized. I mean, they're bulletproof.
Yeah.
But they ride like shit.
Yeah, they ride awful. They might as well be trainer tires. Yeah. So, it's just like everything in life. There's just a trade-off. If you want to not get flats and you want to, have your tires last a long time, you can have those tires, but they're just not going to ride as well as tires that wear out faster and are really comfortable. Is it time for politics yet? No, we're not. I'm not talking politics tonight. Oh, Rusty said Super Yummies literally say Simworks by Panaracer. Yeah, Terry B has his number 22 Drifter, but he's been riding that Russian Sire for gravel more. That's what he's riding at Nutmeg, too. All right. I wonder what tire dues are rise. OG Ohioan asked what camera I use when I'm recording my rides. So I'm actually riding, it's the GoPro 11. I didn't upgrade to the 12 because it had the same sensor and the same processor. So I usually upgrade every year. This year I skipped the upgrade. Even though they made that one so it could do a higher bit video for what I do, I didn't think it was worth it. If I'm recording down here, or like a talkie or the last video, I'm using a Canon R5. I've been in... Oh, got to jump in one of Terry's live streams. Yeah. I've been lurking all his live streams since he got back on Twitch. I love that when he does those. Terry will just live stream on Twitch all day long, riding around New York City. I just love having it on in the background. Some days I'll like put the chat up on my computer, but it just slows me down on trying to get my work done. Or other days I'm like just being like active in the studio, like cleaning stuff or organizing stuff or doing a shoot, so I just don't engage in the chat, but I'll be reading it. Oh, Cycling Brian just said the same thing. Keep an old spare wheel set with Shelby Marathons on hand, but they ride like wooden wagon wheels in comparison to the Terravale Washburns. That makes me think now. I thought I had the Cannonballs. Did I have the Washburns? No, I had the Cannonballs. The Washburns have more of a shape to their tread, right? And the Cannonballs look more like the Reneers. Is that right? Now I gotta look them up. Let's get way behind on this again. I could probably just pull up Terravale's website. Oh, okay, no. So what was the tire that I had that looks like the Reneers? Yeah, I definitely had the Cannonballs, not the Washburns. The Washburns have the tread down the middle. Or I meant the smooth, like line down the middle, so like for the road. But I haven't found like if tread is designed well that you need that, but that would probably also be nice on certain situations. They sell these in Gumwall, right? Because I know I didn't. Oh, yeah, 10. This must be what I had. I think there's an old set sitting right behind you. Pretty sure that's what I wrote. Those are Reneers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are Hurricane Ridges. Get it? Reneers. Hurricane Ridge. French. It's all French to you.
Got that right.
I don't care about this stream anymore. I got this cat. That's all that matters. You guys have all.
You guys gotta find something else to do.
Yeah, you guys gotta find something else to do. This cat just wants to hang out with me. Then again, I guess he's here. I'll pet him like an evil, like Dr. Evil. No, he had a dog though, right? Did he have a dog?
It was a cat.
Oh, it was
a
cat.
hairless cat.
Hairless cat, yeah. Rick said tubeless is stupid. Prove me wrong. Man, I want to prove you wrong, but I think I'm running tubes in all my tubeless
I was
setups
just
right
gonna
now.
say, you're not very good.
Yeah. I really like tubeless on the rally on the gravel bike, 42, 44. It hasn't worked out well for me on like the 55s. I don't know. I know that riding my gravel bike, once I got used to tubeless, I worried about flatting so much less. And I don't think I've ever flatted on like my rally when it wasn't my fault. Like I wore them down too much or something, but you're right, Large. He said I had the WTBs, WTB Resolutes. Those were the ones that looked kind of like the Reneers with the knobbiness. So I had those, I think, then the Cannonballs before I switched to the Reneers. Edmund killed the stream. It's Edmund with a U, Rick. Have some tact. 29 sailors died on that ship. Not to have it spelled with an O. Hog Dog, you go full tubed? I was on team tubes for a long time. I really liked having tubeless on the rally when I first set it up that way. But yeah, I've had problems with the later version of the Reneers running them tubeless. But early on, I never had any trouble with running them tubeless. So, I don't know. Maybe Pan Eraser switched their manufacturing, something in the sidewall. I don't know. Pan Eraser makes Reneers as tires. And they make Terravales too, right? Chuck, I don't necessarily agree with that. I carry a tube, but like I've had friends plug tubeless tires with no problems. So it just kind of depends. Like you kind of get a setup that like a rim tire combination that works for you, and people have never had a problem with them. And when they have got a puncture, they've just plugged it with a Dynaplug, pumped the tire back up, and been good to go. So, but if you have to switch a flat on a tube tire, tubeless has one less step, not one more step, right? Well, I guess you still got to pull out the valve. So maybe that. I mean, if you flat a tube, you pull out the tube, you put in a new tube. You flat a tubeless, you just put it in a tube, but then you have to pull out the valve from the tubeless. So I don't know, whatever. 6 dozen one way, half a million the other, right? What's that expression?
I have no idea what you're getting at.
It's
So
six-
what would be like a normal? I'm not familiar with tubeless. Just plugging it like you would like any other tire.
like the Gator or a tractor.
Okay.
Yeah. You just basically have a bacon strip,
You're right.
and you just put it through there with a pin and pull back out. And
Yeah, but that doesn't fix.
the tube,
That doesn't fix your sealant like oozing out of the sidewall of your tires.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it does.
But your issue is that your tires
Oh,
are
no.
literally like leaking.
Yeah,
sealant.
that meant I just couldn't run them tubeless when that started happening. Yeah, but if you're out on the road and you get a puncture, you just put
Sure,
a Dynaplug
right.
into it, and the sealant should seal it up. Yeah, I think my issues are different. I've been told that. Otis was talking about something at the bike shop the other day, and he said, "Not you, you're special." And I was like, "I get that a lot." 6 one way, half a dozen the other. That's right, Carl. Thank you. Yeah, and then that's the other thing. A lot of times when you get a puncture with a tubeless, you don't have to seal it. You'll see some, this is what Rusty was just saying, you'll see some sealant spray out, and it'll seal itself
seal
before you
itself.
ever. That's how it should work and how it usually works.
I thought the sealant was just to seal the bead.
No, it's like, it's like blood. It's like getting a cut and like having your blood coagulate. It like works like that. We were on a tour once. I was riding behind Ben, and all of a sudden I was getting sealant in my face, and we pulled over, and he looked, and he spun the tire. He's like, "Let's keep riding." We rode. It just sealed itself right back up. So that's why mountain bikers started doing it a long time ago, and it's just kind of moved into gravel. Now almost dominates gravel, and now it's moving into road as well. So. Has no one heard the Gordon Lightfoot song? So that's funny because when I was telling my vet, who's Otis's wife, who's picking up Edmund for all his stuff on Friday, she said, "Well, what's his name? I'm going to put him in the system." And I said, "Edmund, like the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald." Then I said, "More appropriately, like the Great Lakes beer that is named after the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald." So, and Mile High said you love tubeless, haven't missed a ride or stopped a ride since going tubeless. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I was for a long time. And then the last couple of years I've just had problems. But any wheel can be tubeless, it's just that some of them would be airless as well. I completely disagree with this, Hog. That tubeless is just a fad to make money. No. And they're not new wheel sizes. They're all the same wheel sizes that were tubed. Yeah, 650 and 700C. Or if you're a mountain biker, what do you call them? 27 and 27.5 and 29ers. No, I think it's a better system when it works, when you have it set up right and you have the right combination. Yeah, as Mile High said, latex that fills the hole as you pedal. I don't think anyone's thinking of saving weight, and the sealant discounts most of the weight savings anyways. Even some huge like tubeless advocates had said there's certain, if you're measuring on watts, that there's a certain thing with where the tire hits the bottom and makes the contact patch and the sealant splashes. It could be actually less efficient than tubes in some cases. But again, we're talking about stuff that just matters to nobody. Like when you get into those weeds, none of us are riding in a, I don't.
That's what I was thinking though. Don't you don't feel like how much sealant's in there?
You don't feel
it sloshing around.
You don't feel it. If you feel the sealant sloshing, you probably put too much in there. Never noticed the sealant. Oh, thorn tubes. So you're probably running even worse, like ride quality though, hog dog. So I mean, if you're running like heavy tubes, but I don't know. We got a bunch of people, and Rusty's lived in the desert, so ran tubeless. Weight, I'm not a weight weenie, so I don't know. It's just not a issue to me when it comes to weight. We're talking about in the overall system. I could take 2 weeks off this and make more of a difference in weight than my tires are going to make. You know, you're the biggest part of the system. I'd like to hear what Dylan has to say because Dylan is one of the better mechanics and bike setup people I know. I feel like most people don't run the proper routine maintenance to keep tubeless running. Retaping, seal and refresh, unclog valves, not let it sit too long. It's a lot of work and something to time manage. Yeah. I guess, my bikes don't really sit that often. I'm having problems with the Renair sidewalls more than anything, not actually flatting or anything like that, just sealant leaking out the sidewalls. And I'm not running the super supples, but also, yeah, Dr. Bob said you could run lower pressure, which is a big deal. Some people don't know what tire plugs mean. Yeah, if you've only ever run tubes, you probably wouldn't. Yeah, Mile High said, you refill it every so often. It's funny because we were talking about this when Yonda was on the stream, and I could literally wear out a set of tires before I ever have to refill them. But again, I ride a shitload, so and I know a lot of people in the stream here do too. But I think properly set up tubeless are worth the trade-off. So. Hey, what's up, CJ? Your bike shop put wooden tires on your incumbent trike? What does that mean? It can't be wooden tires.
Didn't we make a joke about that earlier?
Did we?
That's what I'm taking that as.
Huh. Oh, stiff tires, so you don't flat. Yeah. Well, I did, because someone said they ran like wooden wagon wheels. Yeah. So that's it. You gotcha.
Yeah. See,
I gotcha.
it's
See,
Italian.
you're
What do they call that? I don't know. Whatever.
Chuck said you're just old. Tubes, flat pedals, and rim brakes for life. I mean, yeah, flat pedals here. I'm a flat pedal guy.
You lost me with the flat pedals.
You ride clip?
I need some cages.
Cages, yeah. If you're old school, you ride
Hell
cages.
yeah. Keep it reals.
Yeah, keeps it real. Yeah. I do have cages and straps too, but I've gone really to the really good flat pedals. I really like the Deity Blade Runners, but yeah. And I have no problem with rim brakes. Just the two bikes I ride the most now have mechanical disc, but yeah. No problem with old school. No problem with tubes. Modern bikes that are off-road, I would rather have set up tubeless properly. Where else are we at? Let's get back down to the bottom, see what you guys are saying about what I've been rambling about the rate. Oh yeah, sorry CJ, it took us a minute. I read too many comments to keep stuff in my brain. Dylan, somehow that doesn't surprise me. What did Aaron Novak had a nickname for you after Higher Ground, and I'm drawing a blank on it now. You started prepping your bike at like 6 o'clock at night for Higher Ground. I can't remember what he was saying. What are you looking at, Kat? You want to talk? You got something to say to these people? Or give him a meow. No? Nope, nothing. Sorry. This cat won't be running anything. This cat's never heading back outside again. He's got the good life right here. Aaron had a great nickname for Dylan, and I can't remember it. I need to move. My leg is completely asleep. Got to cross my legs the other way. This guy just got comfortable again. Sorry, guys. I told you you've been replaced by a cat.
He'll figure it out.
Give me a second, bud. I don't think I can turn back towards the camera. Rick, you said you need to service your cargo bike. How hard is Hydro to DIY? I think it depends, right? Isn't Shimano supposed to be much easier than SRAM? Or they just run different fluids, right? We'll get this figured out, Cat. Don't worry. There you go. That cat's stupid. I called the cat a flatliner there the other day because he's just so chill, and her cats are so insane. He's shy, right? Meow. Sad said thin race butyl or latex tubes with a little orange seal in them works pretty well, pretty good. Yeah, I know people have tried that. I've never tried it. Latex tubes on their own, you'd be putting air in them so often. I think they're more work than anything. But I had a set in my Viscount, and I put normal tubes back in. But if I ever get, well, I said if he ever gets a cat, he'll name it Doozer. I let my leg fall asleep so bad. Camera Conspiracies has the best nicknames. Hog Dog, you said when you do a group ride, the guy who holds up the group with a flat on the trail buys 3 rounds. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how often we get a flat like large. How often would you say on the group rides? I think the last one was mine, but I had a freak sidewall puncture. And we threw a tube in it. That's when I first put a tube in the gunner. But it was like we were riding industrial gravel stuff, and I think there must have been like a piece of like metal sticking out that caught because my tire went like that. So it was not like a slow leak. It wasn't like a puncture that the sealant was trying. It was like you could hear the air escaping. So. Oh yeah, Pudgy got the what we couldn't remember, that the wooden tires were the marathons. Oh, was Rusty taking off? See you, Rusty. Oh, he's gonna watch Harry Twatter? What's that mean? Hey, Mr. Natty, how you doing? Actually used your beard balm and beard brush today. We showed that on the stream. Yeah, we did. Finally remembered to do that. Oh, that was the stream you weren't here. It was that Tuesday when I was sick.
Are you getting into beard maintenance?
Mr. Natty does like beard care products like beard balm and soaps and like brushes. Sent me some after we met at Nutmeg.
About time.
I used it today because I'm thinking of going shaving clean, but then I rode in the snow today, and I'm like, God, having a beard is so nice. I was thinking of, I like to, I grow my beard and then I shave it clean and then I let it grow back out, and I thought it was time, but so. Let's see if we could pull up. Wait, I would have it on Instagram, so I could drop at least a link for you. There we go. I can't use the keyboard though. I got a cat I'm holding up. I was telling my parents how this. Well, cats don't affect your life that much, but I'm like not walking down the basement when I don't want them to follow me. You know, that's how I'm living my life. Oh, there we go. Yeah, check it out, guys. And I'll show it on screen too while we. I don't know if you have a picture of the beard brush on here. Maybe not. But the balm, yeah. Yeah, and used bikes at marathons or touring tires, also commuter tires. What else am I missing? Oh, Pudgy was answering the bleeding brakes question. Shimano is easier in your opinion, but neither are bad. Just keep the pads and rotors away from the bleed areas. Yeah. Isn't one thing that people... And I know this is going to sound like I'm a Shimano fanboy again, because I am, because they make better group sets. But isn't there... I think their hydros run on, like... Something normal and, like...
I think Dr. Bob answers... Somebody answers this.
SRAM runs on something super toxic, right? SRAM just hates the environment or something? Isn't that it? Where was that answer? He retracted it. Had he answered it somewhere else?
I think he just did it again. But yeah,
Oh, there we go.
it uses like... What the hell is it? Like brake, like actual like brake fluid.
That's what it is. Yeah, Shimano runs on mineral oil. Mineral oil. Rick said he's willing to do beard maintenance, not tubeless maintenance. I had some beard balms and I've used them a couple times. I think I'd been like at events or on some tour where someone gave me something. But yeah, I've been trying to be more regular with it. We're gonna get into this. Says the guy with Christ in his name. Rick, what the hell is that? CJ, you're right. Second, Brian said you've relied on marathons when road camping tours. Yeah, our buddy, friend of the channel member, traveling through, did across the country on marathons with no flats. So they 100% have their place. Oh wait, that's what I was like. Bouncing bike flight. Beards are hard on the kitty. I need a soft beard for when I rub my face on his cute little head.
I don't think you're getting the sexual innuendo there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was a sexual innuendo. Well, Aaron appreciates it too. Is that what you were looking for?
No.
You freak.
You dirty bastard.
You dirty, dirty man. Well, I think we're off the rails enough to end this one, huh? You have to ask Mr. Natty that. He's the expert. We're all caught up. Maybe it is time to end it. I don't think I have any just long soliloquies to go into.
No, you don't have any final parting thoughts?
Do you want me to talk about the vegan cyclist?
Yeah. There's always that.
A tad off the rails. Yeah, Mile High, that's traveling through for sure. Oh yeah, 3,500 miles. Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't even know about 3,500 miles with no flat because I don't get that many miles out of my tires at all. Tad off the rail. Used bikes are saying freezing temperatures, but it's between minus 20 and minus 40. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Have been watching a lot of Bushcraft videos. Do you ever watch any Bushcraft videos? It's been my latest YouTube kick when I stop watching nerdy stuff and I just want to like enjoy something, like survival shelters, like in Alaska.
Building stuff out of trees and
Yeah, trees.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's my latest YouTube.
That's how you relax?
Like, so I don't want to learn anything else about photography or bikes or history. Sometimes I watch
Your
stuff.
YouTube history is like,
Yeah.
it's overwhelming.
Sometimes I'm done like learning mind-bending facts about the universe and mind-bending quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and then I'm like, I just want to watch a guy in Alaska build like a survival shelter. Like, what's a good way to make a fire that'll last all night? Like, you know?
How can I take this bundle of dead twigs and survive for weeks at a time?
Bushcraft, is that manscaping for women? Yeah, the one, so I was telling Ben about this in Large Marge, sorry, and he was like, oh, yeah, I get deep in that stuff. Of course, we ran into each other out on the bike path last week, and this is what we get into. But then he was like, do you know the Outdoor Boys? And I'm like, they've popped up in the recommendation, but I haven't watched that yet, so now I'm thinking about
Outdoor Boys?
Outdoor Boys. Now I'm about 5 vids deep in Outdoor Boys. Like, this guy cooks like a king. Anyways. JMZ, what's up? Good to see you here. When I was putting together the new members video, I was like, I saw your name was still on there. I'm like, JMZ is still in here. I haven't talked to JMZ forever. Nice. Good to see you. Happy holidays, bud. Oh, Bradley. I'm about to pop out of here and getting a lot of everyone cool's jumping in. All right, Dimitri, good night. I'm sure I'll see you on the next Terry B stream or one of your streams. I've been lurking in your streams as well. See, Dr. Bob's learned stuff about bike packing from Bushcraft. You gotta get into this, Dave. I brought this up and now the chat blows back up. Yeah, you got bush out in Colorado. Chuck Hunter said his latest YouTube binge has been watching Pakistani villagers try Western snacks. I could see that.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's more of Dave's alley. Ah, Mile High, Cusk Bushcraft. That's the one that got me into it. That guy, he'll be like surviving negative 36 Fahrenheit with no tent. And I'm like the thumbnail of the night it got me too, I was like annoyed. I'm like, I need to see this, and I'm mad that I'm clicking on it. Then I watched it, and I'm like, God, this is so enjoyable. It's like, and all the videos, like, no, I don't. There's some long ones, but like Outdoor Boys and like Cusk Bushcraft, they're about 22 minutes, so it'll be like 11:30, and midnight's about when I go to bed, and I'm like, that's perfect. Like, I've got the cat on my lap. I'm like 22 more minutes, and then we move it to the bed. About 10 minutes of Instagram, and then, maybe a couple DMs, a couple YouTube comments, and then me and the little guy are sleeping. I think we're going to do a video this winter, by the way, depending on how the weather goes, of doing not anything that extreme, but a winter bike camp out. I know some of you guys love that, and I've always said that's not for me, but me and Large and Genuine Article at Micah have talked about doing a cold one. We've got better gear now, so it wouldn't be super long. It would be like a overnighter, but I got a new down jacket, which I'll show on the channel as well coming up here, that I so far really like. So, yeah. Rick's into billiards videos. Terry B's been really into billiards lately. I think he's got 2 leagues he's playing in. So, Swedwoods, Mario. I'll check that out. I haven't watched this stuff yet. I think I'm gonna go I'll be like. I think over the winter I'll enjoy Bushcraft, but it's something I won't watch in the summer. It's the cold stuff. Oh, Trevor, you said to speak bikes for a minute. You have a bike coming in with cable actuated hydros. I know a couple of those people really like, but Swedwoods is good, but you think Cusk Bushcraft is the best. Yeah. I like Cusk because he's he's the guy who got me into it. But holy shit, is this how much the chat exploded since I started talking about this? I'm that. Mr. Natty says he used the beard balm on the saddle.
Oh, wow, you're way up there.
Yeah. How'd this happen?
Bushcraft really brings it out.
Yeah. But I mean, these videos are like 2.1 million views. Like, this isn't like a tiny little niche. This makes our bike bullshit look like nothing. Then again, way more people ride bikes, I think, than actually go out and build. It's like Bushcraft is like cooking shows. No one ever except my girlfriend, cooks that stuff. They just like watching it. I think Bushcraft is kind of the same thing. Trevor, good night. All right, we got to get out of here. Yeah, David, let me know when you get them. So, like I said, I thought I was going to ride them over. Didn't make it, but I did get them shipped out. Yeah, Pudgy, definitely do that. William LeBron jumping in here in the last minute, too. Jeez. How you doing, William? Oh, bouncing bike life. I remember when I first noticed that I have my 2 gray streaks here, and it's probably been 10 years now. So... Muskrat said sassafras burns when wet. Sounds like a bushcraft fact. All right, we got to get out of here.
That's too specific for you.
I do like Mile High just kind of had that, like what I was saying about the cooking shows. The funny thing is I've watched hundreds of hours of Bushcraft and still probably couldn't start a fire in an emergency. That is the truest probably of most of us who watch that stuff. So Rick's into Cusk too. I didn't know this. Is Dylan into this too? Steve Wallace is so Canadian. Bloke in the wood, man. Bushcraft, man. Bradley, damn, I missed the Bushcraft chat. I bring this up when I'm trying to sign off, just as a fact to tell Dave. Like, been watching Bushcraft videos lately, and everybody is. I always wind down with Bushcraft. It's so funny that this became my thing, like, since getting a cat. Rick. So down for winter bike pack night. I didn't know enough before. When my friends did a winter one, I went halfway with them. Oh my God, look at this chat. And it was my Trek, my winter bike now. I couldn't keep it upright and got the studded tires. Now I have down. I just have a better, I know some people are vegan and there's synthetic replacements for that, but just better gear, warmer gear. Juice bikes, then they turn the camera around and you see some cabin with lights on inside. Everything is good. This little thing is what we need to end on. Everything is good at midnight when you're high. And then Mile High comes in with, I once watched Small Wonder. That show was surprisingly ahead of its time in terms of AI. Oh man. Sounds like you keep saying beer pong. Proof-eyed your beard. All right, we gotta get out of here. I'm not ever gonna do this. All right. Good night, CJ. Good night, everyone. I know I've got to skip out. We're never going to get out of here. But yeah, thanks for the fun. Thanks for finding out that people love bushcraft. All right. Whoops, that's the Lover's video.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.
In the awful way, holiday today, and all I want to say, holiday today. You catch the first train home.